Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel Unique Bio Classes based on NCERT syllabus for PUC first and second year. If you like my channel, please subscribe, like and share and hit the bell icon so that you can get notifications as soon as videos are getting uploaded. Okay, we shall start today's class. In my previous video, I was discussing about the male reproductive system. But because of some technical issues, that male reproductive system I was unable to complete and it was stuck in between. The same video I have uploaded in my previous video, and the continuation of that video or that class I am having here. So we were discussing about the accessory ducts. We said retate testes, vasa efferentia, epididymis and vasa differentia. Vasa difference, these are the four accessory ducts, and those accessory ducts I have shown here in this diagram. First one, this portion after seminiferous tubule, what seminiferous tubule sperms are produced, those are stored in the retate testes. Then through vasa efferentia, these are moved through vasa efferentia, it is reaching to epididymis. From epididymis, it is moving through and passing through this vasa difference and reaching to the urethra. This I was discussing in my previous video. So that diagram I am showing it here in your textbook. Okay, in your textbook you can find that there is something like this. This was the testis, and here they have shown testicular lobules with the seminiferous tubules inside, and this portion after seminiferous tubules there is a portion, that portion we call it as retate testes, and in retate testes sperms are stored through from retate testes. Now sperms will move through vasa efferentia and reaches to the epididymis. Okay, now when they are reaching to the epididymis, in epididymis they are stored, they are storing for 18 to 24 hours. They provide nutrition, they are getting nutrition and physiological maturation, and then they are getting transferred through vasa difference. This is the vasa difference from where it will reach to the urethra. Now this vasa difference is passing through the urinary bladder, across the urinary bladder and reaching to the urethra, and this urethra is the common point for both the transportation of both the release of that is urine and even the sperms. Now the opening which it will be present on the penis is called as urethral meatus. This is the external opening through which urine and even this sperms will be ejected through this urethral meatus. Okay, fine. So this is the structure of accessory ducts. Next we are going to discuss about accessory glands. If you see accessory glands, already I have mentioned here, there are three pairs of accessory glands. First one is seminal vesicle, second one is prostate gland, third one is bulbourethral gland, which is also called as Cowper's gland. All are in pairs. Okay, they are in pairs. All three, they are in pairs. Okay, if you see that one in your diagram, you can find it here. Here above the urinary bladder, this is the urinary bladder, and there is a ureter coming from the kidney, a pair of ureters which receives the blood, and then you can find there is a seminal vesicle. Now this seminal vesicle, it is a first pair of gland, and then you can find a pair of another gland called as prostate gland. Then small, very tiny bulbourethral gland is present, and that bulbourethral gland is also called as Cowper's gland. Okay, these are the three glands, and about its information you will find in the next page. Okay, next page, that is somewhere here, right? The male accessory glands include paired seminal vesicle, a prostate and a paired bulbourethral glands. Secretion of these glands constitutes seminal plasma, which means what does these glands will secrete? These glands will secrete seminal plasma. Okay, these glands will secrete seminal plasma. Now this seminal plasma, it is rich in fructose. It is rich in fructose, calcium and certain enzymes. Fructose, calcium and certain enzymes. Okay, so all these are present where? These are present in the seminal plasma. Now this seminal plasma is secreted by these three glands: seminal vesicle, prostate gland and a bulbourethral gland. They will secrete seminal plasma. The secretion of bulbourethral gland, okay, the secretions of this bulbourethral gland, they are also helpful for lubrication of penis. Okay, lubrication of penis. Okay, Now penis is what? It is an external genitalia which I have not yet discussed. The next point I will discuss about that. So bulbourethral gland is going to secrete something that is useful for lubrication of penis. Now lubrication means what? Lubrication is nothing but which we call it as, in simple terms we call it as oiling, greasing. For machines and all we are using this, so that for smooth movement of that machine we are using oil and grease. But here what we are saying that we are not talking about oil and grease. Here we are talking about the secretion which is secreted by bulbourethral gland. Why it is secreting this? So that easy movement of penis should take place in the vagina of the female. For that reason the bulbourethral gland is secreting a chemical which is helpful for lubrication of penis. Okay. Now if we discuss about each one separately, first one, seminal vesicle. Seminal vesicle, it is used to activate the sperms and stimulate vaginal contraction. Okay, it is helpful for activating the sperms and stimulate vaginal contraction. Now what is this vaginal? Now this vaginal is nothing but vagina we are using, it is a part of a female reproductive system. When we discuss about female reproductive system, then you will understand what does this term mean. Okay, so seminal vesicle, it is what it secretes. It is helpful for activating sperms and stimulate vaginal contraction, so that vagina should undergo contraction. Next we have about prostate gland. Prostate gland, it is used to activate the sperms, provide nutrition to sperms and neutralize the acidity of urine. Okay, so the function of prostate gland: activate the sperms, provide nutrition to sperms and neutralize the acidity of sperms. Okay, acidity of urine, not sperms, it is acidity of urine. Urine's acidity will be neutralized by prostate gland. The prostate gland, what it secretes, it provides nutrition to sperms and activates the sperms. Okay, this is a function of this prostate gland. Bulbourethral gland, as we said earlier, it secretes a mucus. That mucus is helpful for lubrication of penis during intercourse. Okay, secretion is what? Mucus. It secretes a mucus. That mucus is helpful for lubrication of penis during intercourse. Okay, now intercourse is what? It is nothing but mating. In other terms we call it as mating. During intercourse the male will release its semen or its gametes into the female reproductive part. For that we call it as intercourse. Okay, now these are the three glands which are helpful for activating the sperms, for providing nutrition, that is, and even stimulate vaginal contraction and even lubrication of penis. So this is a detailed information. What information I gave here, that is given in your NCERT. These are the extra information which each one separately I gave its function. Now they have asked this question: name the gland which is going. What is the secretion of seminal plasma, or the seminal plasma is rich in what kind of sugar? What does it consist of? This kind of questions we have got. So you just be prepared with this. It is very easy. Seminal plasma is secreted by these accessory glands which is rich in fructose, calcium and certain enzymes. Okay, now we have discussed about accessory glands. If you see here, first we have started with the pair of testes, then accessory ducts we discussed, then comes accessory glands. Now left is external genitalia. Okay, next one, external genitalia. Okay, now this external genitalia, it is nothing but, in males we call it as penis. Okay, in males the external genitalia is nothing but penis. Now this penis, it is made up of special tissue. Okay, it is made up of special tissue. Because of this special tissue, penis can undergo erection. Erection of penis can take place. Okay, because of this special tissue, penis is having some special tissue. That special tissue is helping for erection of penis, so that it can be erect. Then because of this erection, why it has to get erected? Because it is helping for insemination. It is helping for insemination. Okay, it is helping for insemination. Now the question is, what is insemination, right? As we said, external genitalia, it includes penis. Penis, it has special tissue, and this special tissue is helpful for what? For erection of penis. Why penis should be erected? So that it helps in insemination. Now question is, what is insemination? Insemination is nothing but process of release of seminal fluid. Okay, process of release of seminal fluid in vagina of female. Vagina of female. Okay, insemination. During insemination, what happens? That insemination takes place during intercourse. When male is releasing its sperms into the female. When male is releasing its sperms into the female, that process we call as insemination. The process of release of seminal fluid in the vagina of female. Now, seminal fluid is what? Seminal plasma. Seminal plasma or seminal fluid with sperms. With sperms is called as semen or seminal fluid. Now, what do you understand by this? Now, we have said this seminal plasma or seminal fluid for what? For the secretions of this accessory glands. What is the secrete? They secrete seminal plasma. We said they are rich in this. Okay, now seminal plasma or fluid with the sperms, when both are mixed together, then it leads to the formation of semen, or it is also called as seminal fluid. Okay, semen or seminal fluid. Now this semen or seminal fluid, when it is released in the vagina of female, we call it as insemination, and that act we call it as intercourse. Okay, so we shall say this is about the male external genitalia, and even the enlarged end of the penis is called as glans penis. Right, so in this you can find glans penis. This is enlarged end of penis. Enlarged end of penis is called as glans penis, and then it is covered by, this glans penis is covered by loose fold of skin called as foreskin. Okay, this glans penis is covered by a loose fold of skin called as foreskin. Right, so if you see this one in your diagram, you can find something like this. This was that male reproductive system. We have discussed about the testes, we have discussed about the accessory ducts, we have discussed about accessory glands. Now this portion we call it as external genitalia. Now this external genitalia is what? Penis. Now penis consists of what? It consists of special tissue. That special tissue is helpful for what? For erection. Okay, so that penis will get erected, and then it consists of a urethra inside. The enlarged end of the penis we call it as glans penis. Okay, the enlarged, this portion will be enlarged, and that end we call it as glans penis. And here you can find that the skin present is, it is loose and it is folded. For that skin we call it as foreskin. Okay, this is what, and here there is a opening called as urethral meatus. So this is external genitalia. Now this is about the male reproductive system. Till now we have got only to draw the diagram about a male reproductive system, okay, for 5 marks. And other pictures which we have, other things which they have asked is, what is the function of Leydig cells, what is the function of Sertoli cells, okay, and they have asked about what is the function of these accessory ducts, name the male accessory ducts, name the male accessory glands, okay, function, what is foreskin, this kind of questions it has been asked. What are the secretions present in the seminal plasma? That questions have been asked. You must be prepared to answer all these questions. And then one more last bit I wanted to discuss in this male reproductive system is function. Function of male reproductive system. Okay, on the whole, at the last, function of male reproductive system. Okay, so first function is spermatogenesis. In the previous video I have discussed this. It is spermatogenesis is nothing but process of formation of sperms, which means formation of sperms takes place here. Next, secretion of male hormone. Is it? Male hormone will be secreted. Which is that male hormone? Androgens. In that, especially testosterone. Okay. Next, third function, transfer of sperms. Transfer of sperms into vagina of female. Transfer of sperms into vagina of female during copulation. Okay, so first one is spermatogenesis, second is secretion of male hormone, third one is sperms are getting transferred into vagina of female during copulation. Copulation is the same term which we are using it for intercourse. Now once again I shall go through the diagram and we shall recall complete structure. These are the pair of testes. These pair of testes do have testicular lobules with the seminal-vestibules. Seminal-vestibules will produce sperms. In seminal-vestibules it consists of two types of cells. One is spermatogonia, another one is Sertoli cells. Spermatogonia cells will produce sperms and those sperms will be released in the stored in the retestes. From there it is reached to the epididymis through vasa efferentia. In epididymis they are getting nutrition. They are stored for 18 to 24 hours. Physiological maturation takes place. Then they are moving through the vasa deferens, and as they are moving it here, the glands which are present, their secretion also get mixed with this sperms. Okay, sperms will be moving here, and when this seminal plasma is mixed with the sperms, now when it is reaching to the urethra, we call it as seminal fluid. Okay, or it is called as semen. Now that semen, it will be passing through the urethra. Because of erection of penis, that this one the semen will be released out through the opening called as urethral meatus and released into the vagina of the female. Okay, so this is about the male reproductive system. Very important 5-mark question. Either this diagram or female reproductive system, any one diagram definitely they have asked till now, so be prepared for this. Okay, all the best. We shall meet in our next video. If you have any queries, any doubts, okay, any clarifications if you want, please comment it in the comment box. Stay safe, stay healthy.